How's it going, people? Welcome back to our Arsenal News show. Of course, the show that keeps you updated with all the latest Arsenal news every single day. So make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any latest Arsenal news. Still buzzing after the other night, people. Still absolutely buzzing. 2 days later, and I'm still over the moon with it. I still can't believe it's a reality that we've won 3-0 against Real Madrid the other night. And yeah, I know the title's not over officially yet. We've still got a second leg. You never write off Real Madrid, but we're looking very good in the Champions League. Make sure you go and check out my stream I did yesterday talking about Arsenal are now the favourites going to Opta to win the Champions League this season, apparently. Maybe people don't look like, I mean, this is just going based off Opta and how they use stats and they've used a supercomputer. But when you really deep it reality, I think we've got, if we beat Real Madrid, people's favourites, right? The holders 3-0. I think we can certainly make it all the way to the final. PSG or Villa will be very tough whoever we face in the semis. And Barcelona are on absolute smoke right now. Inter are a very good side. So I have to wait and see. But right now, we're doing the business, people. And I'm still absolutely buzzing after the other night. Probably for me, because I was born in obviously '07. So I didn't get to see the final. The last Champions League when we got to the final. This will be my first ever one if we do make it there. But I think for me, growing up as an Arsenal fan, I was used to seeing, Arsenal get battered 5-1, 5-1, 5-1 by Bayern Munich. Join Barcelona and not getting through in that one. Milan in 2012, we got battered 4-0. I've seen all that growing up. Majority of my life in Europa League as well, people. You know how it is as an Arsenal fan. So this has a special feeling and a special meaning that the other day's performance, as for me, the greatest game I've ever seen in the Emirates era, in my honest opinion. I think it's definitely up there. So, but anyway, let's get into the news today. We're going to start with Fabrizio update today, talking about Nico Williams. As we know, there's a lot of story about that. And this is what we have to say here, people.
Williams, I'm receiving many questions because the appreciation from Arsenal is there since last year. Last summer, Arsenal, Barcelona, and also Chelsea, these three clubs tried to sign Nico Williams, but the player decided to stay at Athletic Club. One of the reasons why he decided to stay is obviously he loves the club, he loves the city, his family is there, so the relationship, the feeling between Nico and Athletic Club Bilbao is excellent, but also they have the Europa League final in Bilbao. Athletic played the Europa League final in Bilbao at San Mamés, and they hope to be there. So they could play, obviously, the Europa League final in Bilbao based on what happens with the games. So basically, what they feel at Athletic Club is that the player will not entertain any negotiation now. So forget about Nico Williams committing to any move now. Nico is going to be fully focused on Athletic, fully focused on Europa League, La Liga, and everything with Athletic Club. And then, closer to the end of the season, he will make a decision on his future. Then, his agents are obviously working for his future. They had contacts with Arsenal. They know about Chelsea interest. Let's see what Barcelona decide to do. But for Barcelona, everything is lower because of the financial fair play. Arsenal will sign a striker, but will also sign a winger. And Nico Williams is considered the perfect player by Mikel Arteta. But also Chelsea appreciate the player. So there are several clubs interested in Nico. It's going to be a big race. Arsenal will be there for sure, but not only them. But to convince the player and get the green light from the player, I don't think this will be the right moment when we will say, okay, Nico has decided he will go there. It's going to take time. They will need to respect the timing of the player. So let's follow the situation step by step. It's going to be for sure an interesting one for a wonderful player like Nico Williams. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all this story.
So yeah, some interesting information there from Fabrizio saying, of course, as expected, Nico Williams is currently focused on this season with Bilbao. They're currently on their way to, I think they're one of the favourites personally to go all the way in the Europa League this season. Also in La Liga as well. I think they're in the top 4 race. I've not checked La Liga recently, but I know they're doing really well. So of course he's fully committed as expected the rest of the season. And it's interesting what Fabrizio said because we tried to get him in the summer, as well as Barcelona did, Chelsea did as well. They seem to be the 3 main clubs he's mentioning. Chelsea, Arsenal, Barcelona are the main 3 clubs in for Nico Williams. But we all tried to get him in the summer. Last summer, January, it wouldn't surprise me if we tried to make a move for him in January as well. But he rejected everyone and he said he wanted to stay. He wanted to stay at Bilbao. I think a lot of people saw him after the Euros, got hyped up on the player because he had a fantastic, phenomenal Euros, didn't he? And a lot of guys wanted him there. But he decided to stay. He wanted to stay loyal with Bilbao. He wanted to stay for one more season, which is fair enough. When you look into him more overall this season, in terms of his numbers, they're not looking great in terms of he's compared to how good he was at the Euros, compared to previous seasons as well, because previous seasons he had quite a few, I mean, his stats were really decent in terms of the assists, in terms of the creativity side of things, and the goal involvements were really up there. This season, not so much, and I guess he's one of those players you have to really watch to give a full opinion. You can't really base it all on off his. People will look at the stats and say, "Oh, he's absolutely trash." Yeah, the numbers are not producing, but every time I have watched this guy, he looks very, very good, to be honest with you. And I've said this multiple times with Nico Williams, right? And again, I don't watch him week in, week out, but the games I have seen of him, like I watched him against Barcelona last season, right? And he destroyed them, Yes, a lot of people will see him mainly at Euros, and I know Euros you can't get hyped up from a tournament in international level compared to club level. I do understand that, but I've seen very good signs of Nico Williams as a player, and I'm all for Arsenal paying the release clause. I'm all for Arsenal getting this guy into as another winner, because I think we desperately need a winner there as well. And Fabrizio also confirming there that Arsenal are going to be signing a striker. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, they're also looking. Arteta really admires Nico Williams, as Fabrizio rightly said, and definitely a player that we've been linked with. But right now, he's focused on his future. It's interesting that he did say that he'll be open to a move, though. Of course, kind of what he's saying there is right now he's ready to play the rest of the season, and he's more. There's no talk about him moving away just yet, because he's more focused on Bilbao and playing the rest of the season. But in the summer, then you'll see teams, Chelsea looking at him, Barca looking at him. Barca really want this guy as well, and that's the thing. It's down to the player at the end of the day as well. Does he want to come to the Premier League, or does he want to stay in Spain? Does he want to go to Barcelona? Because number one for him, he stays in Spain. He's Spanish, as we know. He goes with his boy Yamal. We saw how good they were in how good they played together with Spain. These are just facts I'm looking at. He's staying in Spain. Does he want to go? Or does he want to play in the Premier League? Does he want to play for one of the biggest clubs in world football, in Barcelona, and the history they got there and where they are right now? For me, they're up there as one of the favourites to win the Champions League. They're going to win La Liga this season with Hansi Flick as a manager. They've got some brilliant players. He's going to get game time there as well, like he would at Arsenal and Chelsea. But I mean, when you put it into the player's point of view, does he want to go Barcelona, where he stays in Spain? Does he want to go to Chelsea? Money may talk. If you're talking about Chelsea, Arsenal, as we know, Premier League, competing Premier League title, and we're going to need him next season if we want to win the Premier League title. I'm sure he's going to be a big part of that, hopefully. So, yeah, it's going to be down to the player. But obviously, Arsenal very interested there in Nico Williams. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that one. Fabrizio confirmed there is genuine interest there, but there's also other clubs involved looking at Nico Williams. We got some news today about, not in terms of players, but in terms of our actual management and our actual coaching staff itself, right? And it's actually from Simon Simon Collins saying Arsenal have agreed new contracts with core members of the coaching staff to run in length alongside Mikel Arteta's. So Airport Albert, this guy here, as we know, the GOAT, Albert, Airport Albert, Carlos Cuesta, who, if you remember him, he was in All or Nothing. You saw quite a bit of him in All or Nothing helping out there. Inaki Kanya, I don't know who that one is. Nicolas Jova, we all know Nicolas Jova, by the way, people. The GOAT, mate, of set pieces. Look at him there as well. And also Miguel Molina, I don't know. I think maybe one of these has got to be the goalkeeper coach, maybe. I think that might be Inaki Kanya. I don't know who Mikel Molina is, but they're all 5 coaches who signed new deal. They're all part of Mikel Arteta's coaching staff, and they all signed new deals there as well. Which obviously suggests that Arteta ain't going anywhere as well, because usually when you have a manager, you have the staff with them as well. I remember when Emery got sacked, he got sacked, but then all the staff got sacked. He was with as well. They all left him, and his staff followed him as he goes to different. He got his staff from, I think, Seville to Arsenal, and then they moved on with him. So I think it's a usual thing where the manager has his own staff and they move along with him, etc. So this just says to me that obviously they're getting new deals. Arteta, as we know, is going to get a new contract extension. I said my opinion on Arteta already. he needs to get Arsenal over the line by winning trophies. It's simple as that. But even if he doesn't do that, the Cronkies are clearly happy with him, and he's going to be staying, and all the staff will be staying as well. To be honest with you, there. So, just some news there on that. And just before we wrap up, guys, this one today, our new kit's been leaked, and it's actually pretty different to the one that originally got leaked. I actually like the one that was originally leaked, but this is a new kit. The leaked home Arsenal shirt for 25-26. These are the shorts to go with it as well. But yeah, this is it here, people. As you can see, we've gone with the, of course, tradition colors, red and white. There's no sort of blue on it this time, but it's just completely, and it's more red. There is, whereas white, there's a lot of white down the down the side, isn't it? But yeah, we're obviously gone with the same sponsor, Emirates as always. The logo is just white. And we're going back to the traditional, just the crest logo, no longer the cannon. Adidas, as we know. And yeah, I like the circle neck collar. It's pretty basic, but I like the pattern in there as well. I think we're going with like the all the A's, which represent Arsenal, of course. There's definitely some meaning behind the kit. But I don't think it's the best we've ever done. To be honest with you, I don't think it's the best that they've produced. But it's nice enough for me. They're not gone too mad with it. Of course, you always keep it red and white for Arsenal. I like how it's red and white as well. I didn't mind the little blue in it. This season's kit, but yeah, I think red and white. I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it. I mean, the shorts, on the other hand, I don't usually buy the shorts. I just buy the shirt, full kit. I'm not going to say that, but I don't usually buy the shorts anyway. Just with what the players wear in it. If you do buy the shorts, then fair enough to you. I just don't. I just buy the shirt anyway. I don't bother buying the shorts, to be honest with you. But yeah, there we go, guys. That is all the news today. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, and I will catch you in my next one. Big up, everyone. As always, come on, you Gunners. We're out of it.